at 10, but first a look at our top stories. Vice President Fatoumata Jallow Tambajang takes delivery of a donation of food and non-food items on behalf of flood victims. NAWEC announces a partnership deal with Senegalese power giant Senelec to end the country's electricity and water crisis. Kenya's Supreme Court criticizes the election board for failing to confirm results before annulling the outcome. And Zimbabwe's government plans to ban the sale of alcohol to save the country from the scourge of alcohol abuse. Well, these and other stories coming ahead. I am Aisha Keita. Well, we begin with the sad news of the demise of the leader of the Tijaniya Brotherhood, who died on Friday, aged 89. Serigne Abdul Aziz Sy ascended to the high post of spiritual leader in March 2017. The government of the Gambia has already dispatched a delegation to pay condolences to the Sy family and the entire Tijaniya Brotherhood. The representative of the Tijaniya Brotherhood in the Gambia, Imam Tafsir Gay, who is leading the delegation to Tivaouane in Senegal, extended gratitude to the government in commiserating with the bereaved family. The late Serigne Abdul Aziz Sy succeeded his brother Serigne Sheikh Ahmad Tijan Sy in March. It ends. The Vice President, Her Excellency Madam Fatoumata Jallow Tambajang, Friday took delivery of food and clothing materials from the Petrogas company for onward distribution to the flood victims across the country. We have details in this report. Complementing government's relief effort towards flood victims in the country, this is the latest donation in a series of similar ones by philanthropists.
We have presented 200 bags of 25 kilo American rice, 5 bales of second-hand clothing, 10 cartons of tomato paste, 10 bags of onion, and 1 big bag of black pepper. This is on behalf of Petrogas Company Limited, responding to the call of Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, for complementing government's effort in helping the disaster victims of this country.
This particular delivery came through the National Disaster Management Agency. Officials there have highlighted the number of victims needing flood relief to around 25,000. Receiving the delivery of donated items, Vice President Tambajang expressed appreciation and called on others to follow suit.
The rain has really this year done quite a lot, but fortunately for us, the government has really acted quickly through the relevant agency, which is the National Disaster Management Agency. Appreciate the gesture, and we look forward to really working very closely with you. This is a government responsibility, but it makes the task easier when we have civil society, private sector coming to cooperate with us to help the victims of disaster. This is a noble gesture.
A well-timed donation by the Petrogas company, like previous ones, doled out to flood victims in Kuntaur. For GRTS News, I am Aisha Keita. The Gambia Supreme Islamic Council, in collaboration with the Office of the Imam Rabji of Banjul, wishes to inform the general public that Thursday, 21st September 2017, was the first day of Muharram, the first month of the Islamic calendar for 1439 Muslim New Year. Therefore, the 29th of September 2017 will be the 9th day of Muharram. Saturday, 30th September 2017 will be the 10th day of Muharram. In this regard, Yawmul Ashura, locally known as Tamharid, will be on Saturday, 30th September 2017. The Council therefore reminds the general public the importance of fasting these 2 days as Sunnah and tradition of Prophet Muhammad's peace and blessing of Allah be upon him. The Council also used the opportunity to pray for the Almighty Allah's mercy and blessings unto the Gambia and grant us witness more Yawmul Ashura. The release ends. The officials of the National Water and Electricity Company NAWEC Friday briefed the press on its new partnership agreement with the Senegalese power giant Senelec. The announcement came following the country's current power outage. Seni Marena was at the press conference and he filed in this report.
After weeks of power outages, the National Water and Electricity Company, NAWEC, admit it lacked the capacity to supply constant water and electricity across the country. NAWEC said it would regularize the situation by end of December. Many customers are unhappy with the situation. Addressing the press on Friday at its headquarters in Carnifing, NAWEC Deputy Managing Director Nani Juara said their generating capacity was far below the country's demand. According to him, they don't have the reserve capacity to keep running the generators.
Objective of this particular press conference, press briefing, is to give an update on the current power supply situation and also the water supply situation.
But the NAWEC officials believe all is not lost, as the utility company, with support from World Bank, has procured 3 new generators and one will start operation soon. They also announced that Farafenni is now interconnected with Senegalese energy giant Senelec, and soon Bara will also be connected. After the press conference, we drove to Kotu Power Station to see firsthand how maintenance work is being carried out. We met engineers and operators busy working to restore generator number 6, which is currently down. NAWEC said it is owed more than $10 million by the government agencies and businesses that were linked to the former government. It has vowed to release the names of these agencies and business and take legal action against them. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Seni MK Marina.
The Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, in partnership with UNIDE and JEF, Thursday handed over grants to some youth entrepreneurs for promotion of renewable energy. Alajimbai reports.
In 2013, the Renewable Energy Law was enacted. It mandated PURA to manage the Renewable Energy Fund. In his keynote address, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum and Energy, Mot K. Sise, renewed the government's commitment to the improvement of renewable energy. This, he said, will cut costs and reduce the emission of substances that may contribute to climate change.
My ministry is dedicated to promoting renewable energy, but to better promote renewable energy, government had to conduct renewable energy resource assessment to know the potential of the various renewable energy resources the country has and draw up viable projects for implementation. This is mainly to improve our electricity generation mix and contribute to emission reduction and combating climate change.
The Director General of PURA and Sumana Sane highlighted some achievements in the renewable energy sector while assuring the authority's commitment to build a sustainable energy ecosystem in the Gambia.
Then a sum of $100,000 was provided to PURA. $100,000 was provided to PURA, and a target of 15 youth and women groups to be awarded, and up to 20% of their individual. The project also has a training component.
The UNIDO JEF 5 National Project Manager Moses G. Campbell reaffirmed his project's resolve to close the gaps in the energy supply system by promoting renewable energy.
UNIDO will continue to provide support in the area of introducing renewable energy in the Gambia. As you see, we have serious problems with electricity at the moment. So renewable energy is one solution to our problems of climate change, reducing the effects of climate change and providing also the necessary and required electricity to meet the demand.
The Youth Farmers Association received also a fruit producer received over $200,000, while iAfrica TV received over $160,000. The beneficiaries all expressed delight over the support, noting that it will go a long way in improving their businesses through the provision of reliable and efficient energy. Alain by GRTS.
The Gambia Teachers Union Thursday held its 2017 Midterm Review Congress under the theme, Rethinking Youth and Women Engagement in Union Work, with specific reference to the Gambia Teachers Union. Louis Mendy has more.
3 years ago, delegates of the Gambia Teachers Union Congress elected a new leadership that made a solemn promise to keep teachers' welfare in check by working in tandem with the government and development partners to transform the socio-economic status of teachers as people of noble profession. Thursday, the 21st of October 2017, this meeting called the Gambia Teachers Union Midterm Review Delegates Congress is here to find out how far those promises are being implemented. In attendance at the day-long seminar were the union's National Executive Committee members, the Board of Directors of the union's Cooperative Credit Union, the Status of Women Committee, the staff of the Teachers House, and teachers from all regions across the country as delegates.
Today, you also have the opportunity during this Midterm Review Delegates Congress to chart the way forward for our noble organization. For this, I salute all of you for this noble endeavor.
The GTU President holds the belief that with greater focus on the welfare and the professionalism of teachers, students can easily realize their potentials. The direction, he said, his administration is working towards.
Our responsibility as teachers, therefore, is to deliver quality education to our children that can enable them to meet the challenges of the 21st century.
We, as a trade union bureau, we are out to make sure that we represent labor in order to better represent the working class, protect workers' rights, and ensure workers have decent work, social protection, and be an organized, relevant partner to government in national development.
Rethinking youth and women engagement in union work with specific reference to the Gambia Teachers Union is the theme for this year's event. It calls for the inclusive and full participation of youth and women in trade union matters.
The issue of gender parity has been and continues to be the mantra in terms of our dispensation for quite a while now.
According to the report of Education International, on a survey they conducted on equality and diversity from 2014 to 2016, the report states that women's participation in their decision-making structures remains a big challenge. Although there has been some progress, despite some positive changes towards gender issues, you and I, we all know that the challenges still remain deeply entrenched, as 2/3 of unions have not reached gender parity in decision-making.
And 3 years on, as the Gambia Teachers Union top echelons promised more participation of youth and women in the union, the leadership said it has also made gains in boosting the union's membership as well as the renovation of the teacher house in Kanifing.
At workplaces, they earn less and not frequently promoted, even whereas they may perform better than men.
These issues and others for a more progressive teachers union were the highlights at the forum as the union reaffirms its commitment to improving the socio-economic status of teachers for the realization of sustainable goals in education. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
Have you ever met a distinguished Gambian scientist before? Well, there are quite a dozen of them, with some living far away from the country's shores. Dr. Asanjay is among 38 scientists from Africa and other parts of the world who were recently honored for excelling in the field of medical research by Organization of Islamic Cooperation during its first Islamic Summit on Science and Technology held in the Kazakh capital of Astana. Wala Seni Marena sat down with the celebrated scientist after his return. Here's an excerpt.
This is the OIC, that's the Organization of Islamic Cooperation Achievement Award, coinciding with their first summit for science and technology, or for science, technology and innovation conference this is the first time the OIC is actually setting up this conference, and the purpose of the summit actually is to facilitate and support the Muslim world to consider and recognize the importance of science, technology, and innovation in an overall development agenda of their nations. And they want to support coherent development of science and technology strategies for their country, because this ultimately is the vehicle to drive economic development in a country. And in organizing this summit, they also decided to award scientists in the Muslim world who have achieved considerable work in their research, and I want to recognize that those work and the impact those work have had in their own countries or in the regions generally. The selection of these awardees actually, I think anybody could have gotten it, because there are numerous scientists really in the Muslim world, and they have a huge database. But through a rigorous selection through their different committees, 4 people were given this award. One was myself on health research, particularly viral immunology and health research training, which they found, I think, through my publications and everything, that perhaps I have done. I mean, they need to recognize the work that I've been doing for the last 25 years. I dedicated to all Gambians, but primarily to President Barrow, because it's his time. I mean, he was fortunate to be, the time, he's taken over the country that this thing has happened. So really, it's dedicated to him, it's dedicated to all Gambians and all Africans that like this.
Dr. Asan J, Head of Research, Training and Career Development at MRC, the Gambia, talking to GRTS Seni Marina. Meanwhile, the Gambia Women in Science and Technology Foundation, in collaboration with Women in Tech Africa, recently commemorated Women in Tech Week Festival. Khadija Diallo reports on the event centered on embracing technology to promote business.
This is an annual event that provides organizers the opportunity to sensitize and educate women, girls and stakeholders to the important role women play in the socio-economic development of a nation. Women in Tech Africa believe that women have the potential if given the opportunity. African governments over the years have been putting in place policies that will empower women to help move our society away from a male-dominated culture. One of the guest speakers at the forum, Nyang Jai, challenged participants to make best use of the opportunities at hand.
Studies have shown women are more meticulous than men. Studies have shown women are more responsible than men. Studies have shown women are more compassionate than men. Studies have shown that leadership qualities are more innate in women than men. I'm a guy, and I don't see that as a shortcoming. It's nature and nurture. See, in life, we don't get what we deserve. We get what we negotiate. There is nothing like a free lunch. If you're waiting for a free lunch, you'll never get a plate on your table. So I urge all of you, if I am doing 4 miles to be successful, you have to do 6 miles.
Nogoy Sen, an IT officer at the Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency, shared her experiences and successes.
I'm a computer science degree holder. It was tough because I studied at the Polytechnic University of Táchira in Venezuela. You go to my office in Guyapa, we are 3 IT officers, but 2 of us are women. The database admin and myself being the IT officer. The other one is a guy. So when people come in, they look at us and say, wow, I like this office, because it's not easy going into an IT world as a woman. it's not that easy, number one. Number two, we feel it's not our area, which I believe every one of us here today believes in the slogan that what men can do far better.
The forum was interactive and gave participants the opportunity to ask questions and share ideas. The coordinator of the Women in Tech Africa, who doubles as the man who spearheaded the Gambia Women in Science and Technology, Aliou Badji, said the organization's objective is to encourage schoolgirls to embrace technical subjects.
Technology is wide. You have a lot of things that you can benefit from. Therefore, you can use it and be your own employee, create your own office, and then do whatever you have to do. Instead of going to apply for jobs, people will come into you to apply for jobs. And you as a woman, we've seen it. We have a lot of female, the Gambia, that are leading an example.
The Women in Tech Africa Week Festival continues. Khadijatu Jallow, reporting for GRTS News.
Women's Bureau has begun a 7-day capacity building forum on monitoring and evaluation. The event was designed to provide participants with skills to effectively monitor and evaluate programs of activities, as well as respond to emerging issues affecting the advancement of women. Yero Jaro was there and he filed in this report.
The forum was aimed, among other things, to build staff's capacity to enable them effectively monitor and evaluate programs of activities, as well as timely response to emerging issues affecting the advancement of women, which is crucial towards achieving national development goals. In her opening remarks, the Executive Director of the Women's Bureau, Aja Binti Jame Sidibe, stressed the significance of monitoring and evaluation.
This project has been approved by and funded by the ADB under the Governance Project 3 on technical cooperation in socio-economic development and public financial management since the year 2016. Because that is the role of the Women's Bureau, to try to harness donor funding, because the government budget cannot do it all. But we have to try to work with donors, to seek funding from donors so that they can really augment our programs. And really we are happy and would like to appreciate the efforts of the Minister of Finance and the ADB itself for coming to our aid. And then we have the work plan, and then by the agreed work plan, we have received both the technical, the financial and moral support. And I would like to mention just a few of the achievements we have registered under this project. We have a publication of a magazine which showcases women all over the country, the efforts of women, their challenges, their achievements. That our magazine, thank to God, it has been helped by this program, because it was dormant before, but we are able to have the ADB to come on board so that we can showcase our activities.
Madam Jamesiri pointed out that the forum has been designed to be practical, with presentations and exercises to provide skills and encourage participants to exchange information. For GRTS News, this is Yero Jallow reporting.
Face the Nation this week on GRTS TV looks at what the people of West Coast region expect from the Brikama Area Council. To find out more, join the recording of the program at the Brikama Area Council grounds on Monday 25th September at 11 a.m. The governor and council officials will be there to answer your questions and listen to your concerns. Everyone is invited. With that, we take our first break now. Scores of young people are currently attending a youth summer camp at the National Technical Training Center in Jundum. The training is organized by the Gambia Football Federation. MS Jala reports.
The 5-day summer camp underway at the National Technical Training Center is the first major activity hosted at the newly refurbished multi-million-dollar sports facility. The camp is jointly organized by the Gambia Football Federation and the Secondary School Sports Association.
To the participants, we want to encourage you, we want to nurture you, and we wish to advise you to take this camp very seriously. It is a camp that is not to come and enjoy. It is a camp that you must come and develop your skills.
The participants, numbering 20 boys and 20 girls, will be trained mainly in football and other related aspects of the beautiful game.
The main thing to understand is it's a football camp, so football will be the theme. But around football, there are different aspects that we're looking to teach them. Things like discipline, things like respect, fair play, how you should treat each other, how you should comport yourself. So we're going to be doing a lot of work in terms of that side, because we know that football is what brought them here.
The objective of the maiden camp is to nurture these young talents and prepare them mentally, physically, psychologically, and technically for the country's youth categories, such as the under-17s. If the trials pass off well, it will be a continuous process where talents will be scouted from the schools and given special care.
Because it's a pilot phase, we've said 20 boys and 20 girls coming from the Greater Banjul area, from the KM region, and also West Coast region. From those three regions, we're going to focus on them for this program to start with. But the rest will also come to selection, will have their chance. In fact, they will be even luckier because they will be the second one. So all the logistics that we may have in the first program, the second part, they'll have more advantage in terms of things will be more settled. So the plan is to have a regional camp the same in Soma.
Declaring the football camp open, the Gambia Football Federation president described the event as part of the Federation's desire to build a sound grassroots football system. The country's football chief challenged the young boys and girls to be more serious in both their education and football.
But now take football as your life in addition to your education. You are identified to be a national asset tomorrow. The objective or the reason for GFF's involvement is to have you people putting on national colors today to represent this country and bring what we are all yearning for. We all agree, even myself, we all agree that we need to do better at the international level, in national teams. And we all agree the best way to do is to start from where you are.
For the campus, it is a joyous feeling to be among the few selected from the lot, and they are expecting to learn new things.
Expecting to be able to develop ourselves to be a national footballer to represent our country.
The participants at this football summer camp are drawn from different schools which participated in the GT Bank sponsored Principal Cup. And whilst at the week-long summer camp here at the National Technical Training Center, they will be trained on the basics of the beautiful game and other issues associated with their development, with the intention of grooming them to become the next under-17 players of the Gambia, and subsequently graduate to become players who will represent the various categories of the national team. Mohamed Jallo, GRTS Sports at the National Technical Training Center.
From sports, we go with news from beyond our borders, starting with Kenya, where its Supreme Court criticized the election board for failing to verify official results before announcing them. The court has been detailing reasons why it nullified the August 8 polls and ordered a fresh round of elections to be held on October 17th. It comes as the manufacturing sector warns the prolonged election period could lead to a significant slowdown. CGTN's Volde Carres takes a look at how the Supreme Court's decision impacted the business community. Here's her report.
$19 million. That's how much Kenya's Chamber of Commerce estimates the economy lost in the week following the Supreme Court ruling nullifying the presidential election. The decision extended the election season and prolonged the period of political uncertainty. The Kenya Association of Manufacturers, with over 1,000 members countrywide, says businesses are feeling the impact. The manufacturing sector accounts for 9.1% of gross domestic product and employs over 300,000 people.
Some of the real impacts for the members of the association, as I mentioned, is that they have reduced orders, meaning if they have reduced orders, their employees are not able to be as productive as they can be. They've not been able to expand their businesses as much, meaning they're not able to create as many new jobs as we would like to see in the economy. There also are a number of investors who have invested. We did see some people invest, but a number of them have actually taken that wait-and-see approach. So it does lead to that slowdown in the growth of the economy. And we're anticipating to see the manufacturing sector contribute to about 15% of the GDP in the next 4 years by 2020. But because of this slowdown, we're losing out on that momentum that is required to get the industry up and running and really growing its contribution to the GDP of the country.
Economists say it was always going to be a tough year for Kenya. Months of drought have hampered growth and fueled prices. So the country can ill afford the uncertainty around this elections, and some investors are sitting on the sidelines waiting for things to settle, and that means missed business opportunities.
It's the small and medium enterprises, it is the self-employed, and it is informal businesses that are being hit by this uncertainty. If you look at the bigger corporate companies, they have financial buffers that cushion them, because often they're also diversified geographically, so they won't just have a presence in Kenya, they'll be in Tanzania, they'll be in Uganda, they'll be in Rwanda, they'll be in Ethiopia, and so they have those buffers in place. But when you look at the average Kenyan, and I think it's really important to note that about 90% of employed Kenyans sit in the informal economy, which is micro and small business. And you know, when you look at the context in which they've been functioning, the biggest problem that they've had are two things. One is inflation caused by the drought, where they happen to give more of their income on really basic food items. And the second is the interest rate cap, because when the cap was effective, what happened is that it is the small, medium, and micro enterprises that are denied those credit lines. The big boys are fine.
Hopes of recovering losses in the last quarter are fading fast.
What they were anticipating was that the last quarter of the year would be good because October to December is normally a period where they are going to be able to recover some of the lost opportunities that they had during the election period. But with the protracted and extended election period, we see businesses still having that increased uncertainty.
The presidential poll rerun is currently scheduled for October, but the French technology company supporting the election says it won't be ready on time. So the only thing that's certain at the moment is that the political uncertainty lingers on for the foreseeable future. Valdikarosa, CGTN, Nairobi, Kenya.
From Kenya now to Zimbabwe, where its government is planning to control alcohol abuse by banning its sale during certain days, times, and to pregnant women. The proposed policy is the brainchild of the country's former health minister and now presidential advisor on health. Farai Mwakutia with that report.
It's not yet midday, but the merry waters are already flowing freely. Apart from the fact that they are drinking in public, an offense here, some of these imbibers are taxi drivers and will get behind the wheel in this state. By their own admission, it's a reckless lifestyle.
There's nothing wrong with alcohol. It's just the way we drink. We abuse it. We don't even dilute some of the spirits.
Road carnage, substance abuse, and disorderly behavior are some of the unsavory activities Zimbabwe's government is aiming to curb by banning the sale of alcohol during weekdays to motorists and expectant women. But the plans could lead to a slowdown in one of the few sectors that's been doing well in a stagnant economy.
Banning alcohol will lead to job losses, especially for people who work in bars and in breweries.
The ban will create an underground trade in alcohol. There will be more illegal beer sales than in formal bars.
Formal beverage makers have been feeling the heat from illicit brews, which, because of their price and often uncapped potency, have become a hit with people seeking a cheap and quick high.
The illicit brews should be banned because they are damaging people's health.
The proposed policy also targets motorists who will face arrest for driving under the influence. Farai Mwakutuya, CGTN, Harare, Zimbabwe.
We now join the Central Focus Office for an update of the weather. With that, we come to the end of the news, but first a look at our top stories once again. Vice President Fatimata Jaro Tambajang has taken delivery of a donation of food and non-food items on behalf of flood victims. NAWEC has announced a partnership deal with Senegalese power giant Senelec to end the country's electricity and water crisis. Kenya's Supreme Court has criticized the election board for failing to confirm results before annulling the outcome. And Zimbabwe's government is set to ban the sale of alcohol to save the country from the scourge of alcohol abuse. Well, that was all in this edition of the news. Thanks for the pleasure of your company, and we'll stay with GRTS.